Yo, what's going on, family? Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar. We live in full effect. Y'all see what it is, Notre Dame fighting Irish. Let's get right into it, man, with the big win against Duke. 21-14. Notre Dame went to Durham and left Durham, North Carolina with a big win. It was a tough fought battle, and it shouldn't have been that close. We should have won that game 31-14. But, we got to play it close. We got to keep the tension high for some reason. I don't know. But it was a well-fought game, man. Sam Hartman, QB1. When I think of Sam Hartman, quarterback one for Notre Dame, it's just poise. It's just character. Just strength in the pocket, never flinching. That dude, man, he's as cool as the other side of the pillow. Our bruiser running back, Audric Estime, had 2 rushing touchdowns, over 80 rushing yards. And his last touchdown, turned out to be the game-winning touchdown. Duke put up a fight. Notre Dame, we did everything we wanted to do to move the ball, but we also kept shooting ourselves in the foot. We had over 12 penalties. 12 penalties over 70 yards that we just gifted to Duke. That's why the game was so close. And the majority of those penalties is from offsides and false starts. Self-inflicting wounds. Like, when you want to be a championship caliber team, like, you can't have that. You play Duke and you get away with it, but when you playing, tougher teams, like, that's going to come back and bite you in the butt, just like it did against Ohio State. Like, you got to play clean football, and that starts from the coaching staff, from the culture. Like, that's what you work on all off season. And one of the reporters asked Coach Freeman about it, and he talking about crowd noise and trying to move off the first down. Like, that stuff got to be clean, man. Especially coming off a game against Ohio State where the coaching staff put us in an obvious position to lose with having 10 men on the field the last 2 plays on the goal line. Like, how you repeat these horrendous mistakes, bro, week after week? Like, you gotta clean that up. You gotta clean that up, man. Like, I want to be real excited about the win, but I can't, because I know that when you playing really tough teams, you're not going to get away with that kind of stuff. I will say the defensive coordinator, Al Golden, called a great game against Duke. Riley Leonard, Duke's quarterback, was really held in check. The defense coordinator called it a great game. No cap. I mean, the defenses were, exotic. They were, keeping him in the pocket, confusing him. Like, it was a good game. And even on the first drive, the fake punt on the first drive, low key is what got us going, and it led to our first touchdown by Estime. And so it's tough to really battle with that, man, when the coaching can be so good and so faulty at the same time. Like, you just want to play a clean game for 4 quarters, and Notre Dame has not done that yet, so it gives you reason to, be optimistic, but at the same time, it's these easy things that we should clean up that should make us a better team. Sam Hartman, once again, 4th quarter, it's a minute left in the game. It is 4th and 16, y'all. 4th and 16, game on the line, 50 seconds left. Sam Hartman scrambles for a first down on 4th and 16. Like, that dude has that it factor. You talk about the it factor, like, that's it. Just being calm, cool, and collected and doing whatever it takes to win. And then that leads to the estimated 30-yard touchdown run to put the game away 21-14. So it was stressful. It was stressful, man. It really was. But shout out Notre Dame getting a win. And there's a lot of people out there in past years that always talk about, oh, Notre Dame never plays nobody. Oh, they overrated, blah, 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 all this hoopla. Let me give you a rundown of Notre Dame's month. So last week, College Game Day was in South Bend, Indiana, to watch Notre Dame play Ohio State, number 6 ranked Ohio State. We lost that game in the last seconds of that game because of coaching. We had 10 men on the field for the last 2 plays of that game on the 2-yard line. We lost that game. This past week, College Game Day was at Durham, North Carolina to watch Duke play who? Notre Dame. So back-to-back weeks, College Game Day is featuring Notre Dame. Next week, we play Louisville, who is ranked number 25. No losses. That's who we play next week. And then the week after that, we play the number 9 ranked team, Southern Cal, with the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. So that's our month. That's what we do, bro. So all that talk about, we overrated and we don't play nobody and it's just hoopla, like, nah, this what we do, and this is year in, year out. This is who we are. So Irish, shout out to y'all for getting the dub. We moving on to next week. Let's not look ahead to Southern Cal because Louisville is a formidable opponent, and let's get that win. Yeah. Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Yeah, Chargers win. Victory Monday, man. It always feels so good to get that dub, man. Like, Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. We won that game 21-14. A close win. I'll always remember this game as the Khalil Mack game. Khalil Mack had 6 sacks, y'all. 6 sacks in one game. Come on, 52? Y'all thought that man was old. Nah, he still got something left in the tank. Shout out to Khalil Mack with a big game. So we coming off the Keenan Allen game versus the Vikings where he had 215 receiving yards, franchise record. And then Khalil Mack sets a franchise record with 6 sacks. Like, these guys ain't old, man. They still balling. They still balling for sure. And Khalil Mack had 2 forced fumbles. And, this happened against the Raiders, the team that drafted him. So it was a revenge game for Khalil. And that dude went off, man. He was unblockable and single-handedly, led us to victory. A game that shouldn't have been that close. The Raiders playing without Jimmy Garoppolo. The quarterback they had, I don't know that dude, Aiden O'Connell, who's that? Like, we gotta punish. These are games we're supposed to win. Big. Not just squeak by. So we barely win that game, man. We barely win that game 24-17. We had 0 second half points. 0 second half points. We didn't score a point in the second half. Like, really? Like, this is the stuff I be talking about right here, bro. Like, we can't score a point and a half? And I know we dealing with injuries, but that's who we are. The Chargers always injury. Like, we are always an injury-ridden team. We play without our starting center against the Raiders. We played without our starting running back. We played without our wide receiver 2. We played without a starting edge rusher, and both our starting safeties was out. So yeah, we are not healthy. We're barely, rarely ever healthy. But against that Raiders team, we gotta execute better than that. 0 second half points like that bothers me, man. That bothers me. Justin Herbert played a okay game. It wasn't absolutely phenomenal, but it was good. He got a rushing touchdown in there. He threw some great passes. But as a collective, we just want to be at our best selves. And against that Raiders team, we should have been able to win by 2 touchdowns for sure. But still, all in all, the Chargers get the dub. Some big plays that I want to talk about. That 4th and 1 with Brandon Staley, boy, I feel as I get it, y'all. I get it. His philosophy is he wants to go for it. I get it. That's not who I am, but cool. But bro, your quarterback has a splint on his left hand. So earlier in the game, Justin Herbert his hand got stepped on after he threw an interception. So this dude's hand is heavily taped up. He got a splint on his finger, on his left hand. Like, little key cuz got one hand, right? It's 4th and 1 on our own 30-yard line with about 3 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. And this dude run a quarterback sneak. Mind you, now I just told you our starting center, our Pro Bowl center, is not playing. We run a quarterback sneak and we don't get it. Now, what if something happened to Brohan and hurt her even more? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? We don't get it. Now the Raiders has all the momentum. Remember, we haven't scored a point at all in the second half. Our offense don't have any momentum. They got all the momentum. They get the ball to the 3-yard line, first and goal. They are driving with about 2 minutes left now to tie the game. Luckily for us, their quarterback is I don't know if O'Connell is a rookie or what. I honestly don't know the kid. He's not ready for this moment. He throws an interception to Asante Samuel at the 3-yard line. And here's what happened. So our defense was playing ins and out coverage, which I scream at the TV all the time. When you're at the goal line, you should probably play ins and outs because they want to pick you. Too many times in the league, they play that man-to-man. But we actually was in the ins and out zone coverage. The Raiders tried to pick play. Asante did not go with the man. He stayed in the zone. O'Connell threw it right to him. Easy interception. Easy interception. Now we got the ball with about 2 minutes left. 3rd and 10. Backed up. We had our own 3-yard line. And Justin Herbert throws a 50-yard bomb to Joshua Palmer. Caught it. Game over. So that was super aggressive. And Herbal came through and made the play with barely one hand. You know what I'm saying? Herbal is a very accurate quarterback, but that could have even went sideways. But hey, it didn't. We left with the win. And SoFi Stadium, it was a big win, and now we got the bye, so hopefully we can heal up and move forward. But we gotta, I don't know if Staley is calling that or if Kellen Moore calling these questionable 4th down plays. Like, if that's your philosophy, then you need a better package. Because it's not my philosophy. I'm never going to be cool with it, but that's who you are. But clean it up. Clean it up, man. Like, golly. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? We got the dub. It always feels good to get the dub. We got the dub. Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So we had a thriller Saturday. Shedeur Sanders versus Caleb Williams. Colorado versus Southern Cal. Went down to the wire. Southern Cal escaped that game with a 48-41 win over Colorado after being up 34-7. So Shedeur led a ferocious comeback. And the quarterback play in this game was top tier. It was phenomenal. 2 Heisman candidates going at it. Well, Shedeur got 2 losses, so I don't know how much, his Heisman campaign has, but he balled out. He had 5 touchdowns with 371 yards, and Caleb had 6 touchdowns with over 400 passing yards. So I don't know which quarterback played better, to be honest with you. They both played at an extremely elite level, and it went back and forth. Caleb got off to the hot start, but Shedeur finished with a hot start with that ferocious comeback that came up short with an onside kick attempt with about a minute left. But it was an exhilarating game, and I commend Colorado for staying in the game because, like I said, Southern Cal went up 34-7. It got out of hand quick. And I was like, no, not again, bro. Not again. You cannot get dominated like this again after Colorado did against Oregon. But Colorado fought back. They found a new weapon on offense, freshman receiver Omarion Williams. No, my apologies. Amarion Miller. Amarion Miller, freshman for Colorado, had 7 catches over 190 yards and a touchdown. And that dude came to play. I don't know if this was a one-off or if he really liked that. But against Southern Cal, Amarion Miller was balling out of control. So it was good for Coach Prime to find another weapon, develop. And he said in the post-game, that he didn't expect that from Amarion because Amarion wasn't practicing well at the time. So hopefully that's a boost for them. With Travis Hunter being out, they need all the help they can get. And even the cornerback, the freshman cornerback that, everyone was asking about, he got some reps in for Colorado His name is Cormarnie McLean, number one. He played really well. Coach Prime was saying in the past that his habits weren't really up to standard, but he got on the field and he played good. So we don't know how long Trav gonna be out. So Colorado need these athletes to step up in this place, and they did, and they played their hearts out against Southern Cal, but ultimately fell short. Now those two games that Colorado just played back to back are their toughest back to backs on the schedule. So I foresee Colorado, getting back on track, getting back in the winning column, moving forward and making things happen for sure. But it was a good game. Caleb Williams versus Shedeur Sanders, everything we could hope for. And moving forward, I hope both of them have great years. Except when Caleb plays us, of course. Yeah. Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. So we're going to do my 5 surprisingly good teams in the NFL right now. With, what's the term I'm looking for? With kudos going to the Jets. They barely missed this list, but the Jets, we went into the year thinking the Jets were going to be a really good team. Then when Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the first drive for the Jets of the year, it was like, oh man, Zach Wilson don't look good. But Zach Wilson just played the Chiefs to the fourth quarter, and if he didn't fumble that snap, the Jets very possibly could have beat the Chiefs last night. And so I think the coaching staff has finally found out, what to do. And I'll say this too before I move to the top 5. Dalvin Cook, we appreciate you, man. I'm not trying to knock you or not like that, but Breece Hall needs 20 touches. Point blank, period. Breece Hall needs 15 carries. If he out there, y'all got a cap on his reps, take it off. Breece Hall needs 15 to 20 touches, no questions asked. And how the Jets target Garrett Wilson Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs, that's what you got to do every week. Do that every single week. Garrett Wilson needs 10 to 12 targets every week, no questions asked. So you target Garrett Wilson 10 to 12 times, Breece Hall gets 15 to 20 touches, no matter what. And the Jets will be in every game. The Jets will be in every single game, and that's all you got to do. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. But you can't keep taking Breece Hall out because bro is liable to break one, and then as soon as he break one, he coming out, and Dalvin coming in, and then Michael Carter. Nah, man, let Breece cook. Let Breece cook. And the Jets might can make a run of this thing, but they're in a tough division, so I don't know. But yeah, that's like my alternate choice. But at number 5, we're gonna go with my number 5 most surprising team in the NFL right now, and that's the Arizona Cardinals. They 1-3 right now, so the record doesn't necessarily reflect that. But if you watch them play, you see it. Now they already beat Dallas. They beat Dallas straight up, and they played the Niners, who has arguably the best team in the league, to the fourth quarter. It was 16-21 going into the fourth quarter before the Niners, got 2 touchdowns and pulled away in the fourth. But they just played that team to the fourth quarter. We didn't think the Cardinals had anything, man. And they play hard. And they run that ball, and Joshua Dobbs is a better quarterback than you think. You can try to say he trash because you don't know him or he not a top flight quarterback, but he not. He fights. So at number 5, I got the Arizona Cardinals as my surprising team in the NFL. At number 4, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson came back, and his game doesn't always look pretty, but he's a fighter, man. And he's so athletically gifted that he makes plays, bro. Like the Colts are really there. Like they're a team that's gonna be tough to beat for real. And that wasn't expected coming into the season this year. At number 4, you're going to go with the team who just beat the Colts this previous week, and that was the Rams. The Rams, man, they have Kyron Williams out the backfield and Puka Nacua out of nowhere. Man, you can debate he the best receiver in the league right now. Like, bro, keep going off. He keeps going off, and they just beat the Colts, like I said, in overtime. That was a thrilling game. But we didn't expect that much from the Rams this year. Like, they right there in the NFC West hunt at 2-2, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the Rams are playing really good football, and that's not something that the experts foresaw going into this year. So, shout out to the Rams, for sticking in there and playing tough even when, the season didn't look so great going into the year. So that was number 3. Number 2, I got the Houston Texans. Like, low-key, the Houston Texans probably ain't been expected to win no games, bro. Like, or maybe just one. Like, they 2-2, and they are in a 3-way tie in the AFC South for the number 1 spot in that division. CJ Stroud looks so good, man. This dude looks so poised in the pocket and so calm. And he doesn't have a plethora of weapons, but he just make winning plays. Big shout out to Coach D'Amico Ryans. He is coaching that team, and they play hard, and they fight. They just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6, yo. The Houston Texans just beat the Steelers 30-6? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Houston, what you on right now? Like, what you on right now? Like, y'all balling. And it's still early, but as of now, the Houston Texans, man, they are a surprise. They are a surprise. They are a pleasant surprise. But they're not the number 1 surprise. The number 1 surprisingly good team in the NFL right now is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3-1 and atop the NFC South. They just beat the Saints, who I thought was the premier team in the NFC South. And, all the pundits rag the NFC South as being a horrible, sorriest division in the NFL, no questions asked. But just like every year, you don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. And Baker Mayfield out there leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 3-1 record. Like, who saw that coming? Like, it just goes to show, bro, like, we do all this analysis and expert picks and all that. Man, we don't know. We have no idea. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are number 1 in the NFC South right now, and they look good. They not squeaking, but, like, they just punished the Saints. So, shout out to all these teams, man, who doing it, who playing against the odds, who making it happen, who fighting. This is why NFL is so exciting, because you just never know week to week who, going to play good, who's not going to play well, and keeps us on our toes, man, for sure. Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Thank you so much for your time. Before we get out your way, I just want to give you a heads up. The WNBA Finals matchup is locked, and we are getting what we hope to get. The Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty in the WNBA Finals. The reigning MVP, Breanna Stewart, who just won MVP last week, is facing the last year's MVP, who I thought should have won this year, A'ja Wilson. So now we're really about to see what time it is. And I know A'ja gonna put on a show. I can't wait, man. There are stars everywhere on the court for the Aces. You got A'ja, of course. You got Chelsea Gray. You got Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, like star-studded team. And the Liberty has their stars too. With Breanna Stewart, like I said, the reigning MVP. You got Sabrina Ionescu. You got Jonquel Jones in the paint. Like, that's going to be a crazy matchup, man. And Laney on the perimeter, she's a great player as well. Like, these teams split in the regular season 2-2. So this WNBA Finals that starts October 8th, best of 5 series, it's everything you can hope for. And I can't wait to tune in. Make sure y'all tune in as well. For sure, this is Travis Lamar, Real Talk Sports. Appreciate y'all time and y'all energy. Let's do it, family.